As crazy as it is for me to say it, as crazy as it may be for some of you to hear it, it's still an awesome moment, a really cool moment, just something good for the channel. And I said all that to say this. What's going on, guys? I'm IcyRhythms. Welcome back. I know it's been a long time, but just without getting too deep into it, I don't want to, mansplain too much, but, between two jobs and everything else going on in my life, things were really busy for me, especially during the holiday season and even the 2 or 3 months leading up to the holiday season between training for the new job and other things in my life. It was just really busy, and I haven't dropped an actual video in what feels like forever. So I feel like I owe you guys that. I feel like I owe myself that, just letting this channel die and rot into complete irrelevancy is not something that I want to continue doing. So we're going to try to, build it back up and kind of get the views somewhat close to where they were, especially with the reviews. But in order to do that, I need to be consistent, and I need viewers to be consistent. I need support from those that say they enjoy my content. So, all around, all in all, it's going to be a good 2022. And I really believe that. If you're not following me on social media, which at this point you damn well should be, you probably haven't seen some of the more recent updates to what I've been doing and playing and different things like that. Some of the more recent, and I mean very, very recent stuff, especially considering my birthday just passed, I now have a PlayStation 5, and we're going to talk about that. I'm very excited. But shortly before that, for Christmas, I also got a Nintendo Switch. So, there's going to be a lot of games that, I want to play and just go back and see what they look like on PS5. Tons of IPs on Nintendo's platform that I haven't touched for months or even years for that matter. So, I don't want to spoil too much, but there are going to be reviews for some of these games. And I really want to try hard to remain consistent, to not let you guys down, to not let myself down. And it's really going to be good. I just think right now, I am in console mode for this channel. And what do I mean by console mode for those wondering? I think just right now, in many tech heads, many PC so-called experts, I think would agree, it is not a good time to get into PC gaming or really even think about doing much upgrading depending on what kind of upgrading you want to do. GPU market, still a disaster. I would have loved to get a 3080 at some point, but I just don't think that's going to happen at this point. I'm just going to wait for the 4080 to be announced and released whenever that may happen. So I'm really not that excited for PC gaming right now. I still play, but the few games that I do play, like really the only game I've been playing on my PC is Call of Duty Warzone. That may surprise some of you because you're like, wait, Icy plays Call of Duty? Not normally. The only reason I've been playing Call of Duty Warzone is because I can play it with a couple of friends from school and my brother. So that's really the only time my PC comes on, and I haven't even been turning it on for streaming and video content because I haven't been streaming. I haven't been making video content. So I'm just in console mode right now. I think I just want to play on my consoles for a good while and talk about things happening in the console space, whether it's the Switch, things with Nintendo, or something going on with Sony and PlayStation. I do want to talk about the Microsoft acquisition of Activision Blizzard. We will talk about that, but I feel like that discussion deserves its own video. And let me know if you guys would like to hear my thoughts on that if you've made it to this point in the video. I'm definitely going to talk about it regardless, so we will talk about the Microsoft acquisition. So I'm going to tell you right now, just being able to play stuff like Spider-Man Remastered, even though I did beat that game, and I think I got most of the trophies on my PS4 Pro, just being able to see that game and, the new Peter Parker look, all of the bells and whistles turned on, even at 30 FPS, I think is still the preferred way for me to play that game, because you can have a 60 FPS mode and there's no doubt the game from a gameplay standpoint is superior in that mode. And I think there's even a performance with ray tracing type of mode where it's 45, maybe it's 60 FPS, but I think I'd just rather play in the fidelity mode and have everything turned on, and then I don't have to worry about it. I already played it on PS4 Pro. I was forced to play at 30 FPS, so why not do it again with all of these new bells and whistles turned on? It's really awesome. I think at this point, and I'm sure many of you agree, whether you're a PlayStation fan or, you know, super hardcore fanboy, whatever it is, Insomniac is probably the best thing going at Sony right now, not named Santa Monica. That is my opinion. I know, you know, people are going to have their Naughty Dog and, you know, some other favorites, but for me, it's Santa Monica, and then you have Insomniac as well. I haven't really got into stuff like Miles Morales or anything like that just yet. I will get to it, and we'll probably end up reviewing that game because I liked Spider-Man PS4 so much. So we will get to stuff like that. You know, at one point last year when they were really cheap, I was able to snag, you know, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and then I got, you know, Demon Souls for PlayStation 5 early on because I thought, you know, really soon after the fact, maybe I'd be able to snag a PS5 and maybe it won't be as hard as I'm thinking it's going to be. Well, we see how that turned out for many of us. I know a guy, it's a Norwegian buddy of mine. He waited like, I don't know, over a year. He pre-ordered it. He pre-ordered it like the moment these things were announced, and he didn't get his for like over a year, I think. I believe it was from the same store. So PS5 supply, just the whole demand and all of that stuff has been absolutely ridiculous. And I don't need to mansplain about that because you guys already know. Nintendo Switch, you know, without getting too much into that because I want to review some of those games. I played a few. I don't want to get too deep into them because I knew I was going to be doing other things and still a little bit busy with work and stuff like that. But Luigi's Mansion 3, holy crap. Who developed this game? Who developed that game? I mean, it's every bit as good as some of the top tier third-party developers or like some of the better Sony developers. From a visual standpoint, from a style standpoint, that game looks incredible. For a Switch game, it looks incredible and probably will also receive a review from me. So there's going to be Zelda stuff, Mario stuff. I'm really excited in the future for this channel in general. I hope you guys are as well. I don't want to spend too much time talking about a lot of this because I want this to be a somewhat short type of video, but just giving you guys an update. Let me know what you think. It is good to be back, and shit, I'm just excited. I'm just really excited.